Welcome back, my teacher friends, to another Tech Tips with Jen. Just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on one of the things I'm doing in my courses. As I've mentioned before in other videos, even though we've got a pandemic going on, we are face-to-face. And one of the stances that my district has taken is that students can submit the work in the unit. If it's late, we can assign a late penalty, but students can submit the work late until the unit is over. And I've been trying to brainstorm on a way that I can control that so students aren't submitting work after the date has passed. And what I've decided to do is I'm using my Spanish 2 class as an example. And you'll see we've had various assignments that have been due throughout the unit. Today is actually the 29th of August, and you'll see we're going to have our exam or our test on the 4th of September. So what I'm going to go do, and I'm going to do this moving forward because I generally know when my exams are going to be, is when you have an assignment, let's go ahead and edit the assignment. We're going to go to more options. And when we get into this page, if you scroll all the way down, you can have it assigned and available until this date. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this date at the end of my unit. So that way, once that exam is taken, once that test is taken, students are no longer able to submit any work in this unit. And I'm also going to send an email out to my parents of my students and my students to let them know and to remind them of that expectation. And for me, this is just so that I can keep my students accountable and not give myself so much of a headache when it comes to late work being accepted. Now, obviously, the only downside to this would be in the event that you moved your test date. So if I decided to move my test to another date, then I would have to go in and individually change each one of these like ultimate due dates. And, that's just one little thing that I'm willing to do as far as if I have to. For the most part, I tend to test on the dates that I intend on testing on. So now, as you saw a minute ago, I'm going to go back into the assignment. And from here, I just hit edit and then more options. And this screen that I was in is the same screen that you are in if you were to just create an assignment. So don't forget that you have that capability of setting that date that it's available until in Canvas. I hope that this video helps you. One other thing that I will mention is in the gradebook, there's an issue with Canvas assigning late penalties. So if you're one of those that want to assign late penalties for receiving things late, let's go into the gradebook so I can show you a couple things. All right, so we're in my gradebook right now, and you'll see that this particular assignment is blued out. And when it's blue like that, that simply means that the student submitted it late. Now, previously what I had done is I went over here to the gear icon, and I clicked to automatically apply a late deduction to any submissions that were received after the due date. And the problem that I ran into with that in Canvas is it's every single day. So if a student is absent and you took a quiz and the student comes back, say 2 days later, the late penalty is automatically going to apply to the student. I was trying to remove that penalty by student and I was running into issues and frustrations. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that and not do that. Sorry for all the noise, I'm outside. But I decided not to do that because it affected every single assignment that was in the gradebook. Tests, quizzes, you name it. So I decided not to do that. And what you can do is when you click in the grade here that's blue, if you want to apply that late deduction, you just hit that arrow icon. I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm going to pause so I can make sure to hide my students' information. So you'll see here, this was when I did it, when I had the particular late penalty that was applying for the student. You would see that in this area. But what this does is it tells me how late it was and what the grade was. So if I wanted to add a late penalty, I would simply click the box and just add the late penalty. That's pretty much as easy as it's going to get as far as that's concerned. If you have assigned something that's in quizzes, there's a feature in SpeedGrader that allows you to fudge points, and that is where you could do the late penalty. If you did it like an assignment, but not an actual quiz, but it was under the quizzes feature in Canvas. So I hope this video helps you, and let me know in the comments or subscribe if there's anything you need help with or any videos that you'd like to see me upload.